Beneath the wide skies and dusty winds of southeastern New Mexico lies the small town of Artesia, a place where secrets are hard to keep and news travels fast. It's the kind of town where Friday night football brings the community together and where familiar faces line every street. Among those faces was Alexee Trevizo, a girl whose life, from the outside, seemed picture perfect. With her boundless energy and radiant smile, Alexee wasn't just another student at Artesia High. She was the student. A top performer in her classes, a cheerleader whose spirit rallied crowds, and a volunteer known for giving back to the community. Teachers adored her, classmates admired her, and parents spoke of her with pride. But appearances, especially in small towns, can be deceiving. In the months leading up to January 2023, a quiet shift had begun in Alexee's demeanor. Friends noticed she was more withdrawn, teachers saw her enthusiasm waver, and even her closest companions sensed something was off. Whispers started to circle, but no one could have guessed the magnitude of what she was hiding. Then, on the morning of January 27, 2023, everything changed. Alexee, accompanied by her concerned mother, walked into Artesia General Hospital, complaining of intense lower back pain. Doctors, suspecting a serious issue, admitted her immediately and began running tests. As they waited for results, Alexee asked to use the restroom. Time passed. Then more time. When nurses finally went to check on her, they found Alexee pale and visibly shaken. What they found inside the restroom was beyond anyone's expectations. Hidden inside a trash bag was a newborn baby, lifeless, cold, and discarded among the medical waste. Despite desperate efforts to resuscitate the infant, it was tragically too late. Law enforcement was immediately called to the scene, and Alexee was questioned by both medical professionals and investigators. News of the heartbreaking incident spread quickly, leaving the community in disbelief as they struggled to comprehend the tragic and deeply unsettling circumstances of the discovery.
Where did you put the baby at? Tell me the truth. In there.
517-836-460.
Making out in the toilet bag. You put it in the bag?
Yes.
In what bag? Why did you say anything to us? Do you want to get in trouble for this now? You could get in trouble for this.
Mom, alright, just give it time, okay? I'm going to speak to the detectives whenever she's ready, okay? You ready for the second one? Second one is 512-401.
The investigation began with authorities questioning hospital staff, meticulously reviewing surveillance footage, and collecting evidence from the scene.
So what did you do after that? So when she went to do the bowel movement, where were you at?
Initially I was at the nurse's station, and then at some point I went and kind of checked on her, knocked on the door, seen if she needed anything. She denied. She said she didn't need anything.
Did you hear anything?
I didn't hear anything.
Flush, toilet flush?
Yes, after a while I started hearing, so I probably checked on her 2 to 3 times, I'm not exactly sure. And then I just kept hearing paper towel dispenser and flushing and like the water running.
Describe it if possible.
Yeah, there was blood everywhere. There was blood on the floor, on the wall.
Do you remember which wall?
The one behind the toilet, and then the one on the side right here. You know, there's the one where the toilet sits, back of that.
Yeah.
And then on the side.
Where the call button is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
And then
her
there was,
legs? And
yeah, she had blood all down her legs, and then there was like blood in the bathroom everywhere. So.
Okay, and you saw that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then got her in the bed, got her in a gown, helped her clean up.
Detectives methodically reconstructed the timeline of events, relying on witness accounts and physical evidence to guide their investigation. When questioned by police, Alexee appeared disoriented and emotionally shaken. Despite clear and mounting evidence, she initially denied having given birth. A reaction investigators suspected was rooted in deep psychological shock or denial. However, forensic testing ultimately confirmed her as the baby's mother, cementing her involvement in the case. As the inquiry deepened, authorities obtained a search warrant for Alexee's home, seeking further evidence to understand the full scope of what had transpired.
I'll bring her out. Just tell me what's going on.
For her arrest.
Okay.
I will give it to her whenever.
Can I see him?
She can see the warrant. She gets arrested.
This is my house. I
Right.
have a right to see the warrant.
I'm letting you know she has a warrant for her arrest. We don't have a search warrant for your house. We have a warrant for her arrest.
Okay, can we see the warrant?
Yeah, once we.
She gets a copy of it.
Can I go up there when you take her up there?
You can go to the detention. Do you know where it is?
Everything?
It's
Okay,
for-
so what is she under arrest for?
She's over 18. She's got a copy. Okay.
I understand that.
Right.
Hi. What's your name?
Alexee.
Okay. What's the last 4 of your social?
She don't even know it.
Oh, no.
It's like,
Alexia, do you know your date of birth?
yes.
Okay.
What is it?
11/25/03.
Okay.
Do you have to walk her all the way up there? Can you bring your car up there?
It's up to you.
Yeah,
That's all. Just please.
I'll go get it.
Alexia, are you okay with your mom getting your criminal complaint when we get to the detention center? It has your personal information
Can
on
you
it.
repeat that?
Are you okay with your mother getting the criminal complaint? It has your personal identifying information on it. Serial number, date of birth.
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Okay.
In the aftermath of the incident, the investigation shifted focus to Alexee's home, where police activity became a central aspect of the case. Officers interviewed family members, searched for additional evidence, and worked to understand the household dynamics. The sight of squad cars outside the Trevizo residence drew the attention of neighbors who were both curious and deeply disturbed. This sentiment mirrored the community's broader concerns, as many lamented the lack of resources and open discussions for teenagers dealing with unplanned pregnancies. When the newborn was discovered in the restroom, the medical team acted quickly, attempting to revive the baby despite the grim circumstances. Tragically, their efforts were in vain. Prosecutors charged her with first-degree murder and child abuse, resulting in death, citing evidence that the baby had been deliberately concealed and abandoned. Prosecutors charged her with first-degree murder and child abuse resulting in death, citing evidence that the baby had been deliberately concealed and abandoned. In her defense, Alexee's legal team argued that she was a frightened teenager acting out of panic and denial rather than malice.
She's in great distress because she's in a jail and never been there before and didn't do anything to deserve being there. I don't care what the state of New Mexico may allege. She's at the only facility where she can get help. And then this happens. I have serious problems with that. I have serious problems with the hospital care. I have serious problems with the records we're now getting out of that hospital because I don't think it's necessarily correct and honest.
Trevizo's attorney claims there's more to the story.
They did some lab work, but they gave the medication before and gave it anyway, and that's powerful painkiller.
The case of Alexee Trevizo became a national sensation, sparking intense public debate and media scrutiny. As the story unfolded, opinions were deeply divided. Some saw Alexee as a victim of societal pressures and inadequate support systems, while others viewed her actions as inexcusable, demanding the harshest penalties. The case highlighted critical issues such as teenage pregnancy, mental health, and the justice system, raising difficult questions about accountability and compassion. Alexee's story exposed the struggles many young people face when navigating adolescence without proper resources or guidance. Her actions sparked intense debate, raising difficult questions about how society supports teenagers in crisis, particularly those facing unplanned pregnancies. Mental health advocates argued that better access to resources might have helped Alexee avoid such a tragic decision. Others emphasized personal accountability, insisting that choices have consequences, regardless of age or circumstance. Yet even as the legal process unfolds, haunting questions linger. How did Alexee hide her pregnancy from everyone around her? What fear or pressure drove her to such a desperate act? And could this tragedy have been prevented if stronger support systems were in place? For the community of Artesia, the shock has given way to painful reflection. In a town where people believed they knew one another, the revelation of Alexee's hidden struggle shattered that illusion. It revealed just how easily someone can suffer in silence, even when surrounded by teachers, friends, and family. But amid the grief, change has begun to stir. Schools are reevaluating how they approach mental health education. Parents are having deeper, more open conversations with their teens. Local leaders are working to ensure no young person feels so isolated again. Alexee's story will always be marked by heartbreak, but it also holds the potential to be more than a cautionary tale. It can serve as a wake-up call, a catalyst for reform, compassion, and honest dialogue. In remembering what was lost, Artesia may find the strength to create a future where no young voice goes unheard and no hidden pain is ignored.